Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. Tonight is going to be a really fun night. We are continuing in our tradition of the Ladies' Night. This is what? Ladies' Night Part 4, I think that it is. Yeah, Ladies' Night Part 4. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at Alita-1 and the other female Autobots that were featured way back in that Alpha Trion episode from the 1985 series of the original Gen 1 cartoon, which, and back then, some of those characters didn't even have names, but now we know them as Moonracer, Nova Storm, Greenlight, and Lancer. So we're going to be looking at them, and then we're also going to be comparing them to some of the other toys that have very similar engineering and talking about the weird rollout for a lot of things at that time. It's going to be fun, and we got our stars right here. Take a look. That's right. That's the whole group right there. We've got Alita here, we've got Moonracer and Nova Storm and Greenlight with Dazzlestrike, and I'm so sorry for that name, and then Lancer. And this is a great collection of figures, but I have to say, as I was getting these, I was unsure that I was even going to get to complete this combiner. And we will also talk about the links that I went to complete this combiner. It was not easy. I won't say that it wasn't fun though, because yeah, we had some fun with that. So before we get to that, I thought I'd just throw out a little teaser for some of the stuff that we've got waiting in the wings, probably to do videos and live streams on throughout the weekdays in the upcoming weeks. We have... Wait, I'm going to save that one. So we have got the Mandalorian here, and we are going to unpack him. We are going to take this out of the package, right? Yes. Okay. So we will do an unboxing of. Is it considered?
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way. Is it considered an unboxing if it's actually a blister pack? Wouldn't that be an unpacking? I don't know. But yeah, we're going to take a look at him. We've also got, oh, this is going to be nice. This, real quick, Mumra. And now you don't get to see him anymore. See, that's the tease thing. And we've got Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat, which looks fantastic, and that's going to be fun. And then, last but not least, we have the one, the only, okay, it's not really the one or the only, but we've got him, Pimp Daddy Destro. That's right, this is the 2007 convention exclusive, Pimp Daddy Destro. Yeah, we got him. We'll be able to compare him to his G.I. Joe... he disappeared. He's not on there. I was going to point him out behind me, and he's not there anymore. He's probably picking up some bitches. Oh, I'm getting the no face. The no face. So let's just set that stuff over there. You might want to move that. It's on Sculpey. So sorry, I don't have table. There's a lot of toys around here because, of course, we've got all of these over here on this table, but then the other toys that I may need to reference are over here, precariously placed off camera. And so I've kind of fortified myself with plastic figures that if they become sentient, I'm hoping that they understand that everything I did to them, I did out of love. So, So I think we need to welcome some people, and before I welcome, because once I welcome, then I like to roll. So let's just talk about our secret word tonight. We have 2 secret words because I just couldn't decide on what the appropriate phrase was. So we've got retool or remold. If you hear me say retool or remold tonight, then I drink. And tonight's drink, in celebration of Alita-1 and her team of, I call them her elite guard. You see what I did there? Elite guard, because her name is Alita, so it's the elite guard. Anyway, so we've got our Alita-1 drink, and then we've got our Moonracer drink, and so we're going to combine Moonracer. This is not going to go in here. So we're going to combine our Moonracer drink, and then we've also got our Nova Star drink. Notice that these are all done up as girl drinks because that's it's ladies' night, and then we've got our Greenlight drink. I don't know how this is going to taste, but we're going to do this. And so we've got our Greenlight drink, and then we've got our Lancer drink. There we go. And, doesn't that look appetizing? And so now it is time to welcome Kyoji. Welcome. I toast to Kyoji. A toast to Cheeky Cheeky Boy. A toast to Joy. Good to see you, Joy. Setsune. You know what? I haven't seen Setsune for a while, so good to see you back, Setsune. Nathan Fillion, you get 2 toasts because I know you want to see me inebriated. That's 1. Christopher Remley. Amanda Makeo. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. Makeo. Amanda, good to see you. And Sean Shago. Sean, good to see you. And Sean, tonight we are not talking about Galvatron. Unless we end up talking about Galvatron, you never know what's going to happen. So, good to see you for a non-Galvatron live stream. And let's see, Casual Toy Collector. A toast to Casual Toy Collector. And let's see, did I get Christopher Renly? I thought I got Christopher Renly, and I think I got Cheeky Cheeky Boy, but just in case, a toast to both of you again, because you know what? You're awesome. You deserve a second toast anyway. And normally when I see Amanda, I see Machiavellic, but I haven't seen Machiavellic, but I'm going to toast Machiavellic just because I feel like he's bound to show up sooner or later. So... So this has turned an interesting color. It's kind of brown, but it's fruity with just a hint of I'm gonna get knocked on my ass. So that's it's gonna be fun. So let's go ahead and let's just dive right into this because these toys, this is a combiner series that I wasn't even sure if it was going to get finished. It was more like figures that could combine, released at a time when it was very ambiguous how much was going to get finished. And so we got, of course, we've got Alita here. This is Alita-1, and let me just go ahead and move some of these other characters away from the camera so that we can really focus in on Alita-1 and give her due diligence. So this is to my knowledge this is the first regular release Alita-1 figure that we ever got. Alita-1 was originally introduced in the 1985 episode of the Transformers Generation 1 cartoon, and I forget the name of it. It was like Alpha Trion something like that. But this is when they introduced the idea of female Autobots as a thing, and okay, so the just as a side note, casual toy collector, thank you for complimenting my glass. Yes, it is a very nice glass. This is laser etched, and if you have an epilogue laser and one of the roller attachments, you can do stuff like that. It's not hard. So yes, thank you, casual toy collector. And there was a repaint of Thunderclash for the 2009 BotCon that was done as Alita-1, but BotCon exclusive is not a wide release, and it was just a repaint. And she was very, very pink, and really, that's okay. She's very pink. She doesn't really look. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show the camera. So that's her, and you can see she really doesn't look much like herself. So yeah, that's what we had before, and I never got that. Many of the BotCon and convention exclusive things I've never collected because for a long time they've just been too difficult to find and too expensive. You have a $15 or $20 figure that for the convention costs like $60 or $80. And it's like, is it? And is it even that good of a figure to begin with? I don't know. Kyoji says the episode was The Search for Alpha Trion. Thank you. I knew it had Alpha Trion in the name, but it just... you read lots of wiki pages before you do a live stream, and by the time you get to the end of the wiki pages, you've forgotten everything that you read early in the wiki pages. And what's bad is I have to study this stuff, even though I watched the episodes 30 years ago. So I should know it, but I'm going to blame it on age and the fact that I've already drank, close to half of this. Yeah, that's... So nonetheless, we have Alita-1 in her first original mold, or at least it's mostly original. This is a slight retool of, and I said it, I said the thing. So, wait here. So, she is, and I'm taking several more drinks because I'm going to be using the word retool many times to describe her. There we go. So she is a slight retool of Starscream, which I have. I have that Starscream, but I also have the pictures of this version of Starscream up here, but she is heavily retooled to look like Alita, and they actually really captured her likeness pretty well. I would not have necessarily picked a jet form as her alt mode. She, being based off of a Gen 1 Autobot character from the cartoon. In the cartoon, the biggest distinction between Autobots and Decepticons for a long time was that Autobots tended to be ground vehicles, where Decepticons turned into air vehicles and spy gear and weapons. So they would turn into small things like cameras, tape recorders, stuff like that, and of course Megatron turned into a gun, and of course all the Seekers and jets. and then the Autobots were cars and trucks. So I would have, if I was picking a first mode for Alita, I would have picked a ground vehicle. Nonetheless, she does, this is a nice version of her. And let me go ahead and go back to the side camera so that you can see her clearly. The colors are very nice. They did an excellent job capturing her likeness and updating it. The red and pink and white really works well. She comes with these extra pieces for her combined form, which really don't do a whole lot to enhance the toy other than being feet for the combined form. So I'm going to just set those aside. Now, you can do stuff like this. You can stick these little guns here on there, and then you can flip out these little handles and then do something like that and give her a shoulder-mounted cannon. But you know, I'm just not sure that really is better. It's fine. It's another thing that you can do, but it's not anything that I think, oh yeah, I've got to make sure to put those on there. I'd rather have these little guns on her shoulders as just an extra accent. She has good posability. You can see that the head moves all around. She can look up, she can look down, she can look all around. She's got full shoulder articulation. She's got elbow articulation and a twist at the bicep there. Her wrists do not rotate or anything, but because you've got that rotation up here in the bicep, it's still really good. She can get into pretty much any pose that you want to put her in when she needs to fight Decepticons. She's got hip joints that do everything. Her knees they're supposed to lock in, but for the transform, they have that thing, and they tend to want to slip, even though that is supposed to kind of lock in, and it doesn't lock in all that well. If you hold the leg at the knee, then it will hold on, but for the most part, it's not going to bother you while you're playing with the figure. It works. And of course, she's got the jet back kibble, but you know, robot wings are never a bad thing, and she looks good with her robot wings, and she's got her Autobot stickers, which are foily. Now, there are two versions of this toy, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was the Starscream mold. It might have been the Starscream mold that had a problem with it not really locking in very well, and it seems like this one doesn't lock in all that well either. It was something that Hasbro fixed in later versions of the mold, but I don't think that this one has that fix incorporated. So she does look good. Just we're going to sidebar for just a second, because Joy asked to see our Ghostbusters. This is Frankie, right? This is Frankie Stein. So we have a Ghostbusters Monster High version of Frankie Stein, and she is dressed for the 2016 Ghostbusters movie. And this is just something I'm going to throw out for just a moment. The 2016 Ghostbusters movie got a lot of crap online, and see, it got a lot of crap from men who didn't like that it was an all-female cast, or you know, at least all the main characters were women, and you know, somehow it betrayed the memory of Ghostbusters and stuff like that. And let me just say, and some of you already know my opinion on this. I'm a guy. I'm not going to prove it. I can just tell you that I am very much a guy. My other YouTube channel is mostly me fixing cars, okay? Which, by the way, is very, very manly. And I am also a huge Ghostbusters fan. I love Ghostbusters. When I was a kid, we got a copy of that movie through means that shall remain unstated, and I watched that movie every day one summer. I could just speak every line of the movie by heart because I had watched it over and over again. I love Ghost. If I were independently wealthy and I didn't have to work for a living, I would study the paranormal to try and make it real. Just to make real Ghostbusters equipment. So you are probably not going to find somebody who is more passionate about preserving the legacy and the feels of Ghostbusters than me. And let me tell you, the 2016 Ghostbusters movie, if you haven't seen it, is freaking hilarious. It is so good. And I'll also say that when I found out that this movie was going to be a reboot instead of a sequel, I was very disappointed. I wanted to see the original characters carry on, and I wanted to see them pick up and kind of tell a new story in that old universe. I didn't see a need for a reboot, but nonetheless, we saw that movie in theaters. It was actually when we were at a convention, and it, oh my gosh, I just grinned ear to ear from the beginning all the way to the end. It is just a fantastic movie, and so much that we even have... Oh, you actually put together Rowan. Nice. So we've got all 4 2016 Ghostbusters figures. And Holtzman, by the way, Holtzman is amazing. She is hilarious. And we've got Abby. There we go. Which, I found it very interesting that she was more or less a straight character in this. And what's her name? Actress, her. I'm remembering people's names is hard. So, but anyway, she's usually, she's got a shtick. She didn't really do her shtick through this movie, and it was very good. And then you had also, what's her name, and then you had, actually I think my favorite part of the movie was the interactions between, gosh, I'm not remembering the actresses' names. Her, help me with actresses' names. So Leslie Jones, okay, and she didn't even have to tell me. Leslie Jones and Holtzman was hilarious. And then you had Melissa McCarthy. Okay, I got Melissa McCarthy. See, I just had to start thinking about Leslie Jones's name, and then Melissa McCarthy would come up. And then what's her name? Kate McKinnon. Oh, Kate McKinnon is Holtzman. And then you had Kristen Wiig. So fantastic movie, loved it. We should just do a Ghostbusters live stream at sometime, probably sometime this month, because Halloween. So anyway, loved 2016 Ghostbusters, and Monster High is very, very cool. And so, of course, 2016 Ghostbusters Monster High was also very, very, very cool. So, that is a little bit of a sidebar, but, Joy asked for it, and what Joy wants, Joy gets. So, a toast to Joy. Thank you, Satsuni. Satsuni knew Leslie Jones, and Joy knew Kate McKinnon. And then, yes, so thank you for helping me out. I wasn't watching the chat while I was trying to remember that, and I really should, because you were giving me answers. So thank you to everybody who was trying to help. So, going back to Alita, let's go ahead and transform her into her vehicle mode. She's got a good vehicle mode. I like her vehicle mode. I'm going to take off the little tiny guns. And then we're going to, I'm going to flip her head around. And then I'm going to spread the wings. Spread the wings and spread the love. I don't know what that means, but, you know. I'm also going to rotate this around. She, like Starscream, pretty much folds up her robot body a little bit, and then she has a jet on her back. That's kind of the transform scheme. And it's not a bad transform scheme, but it's not exactly super impressive. You're going to put the arms down by the sides. You're going to straighten out the wings. You're going to do that thing. So here's the legs do a little bit of stuff here. You're going to fold down these inner panels just like this. And then you've got that double joint in there, which allows you to collapse the legs like this. And then the feet, they don't transform very well. They fold up, and that's they just fold up. So you do have to do a little bit of finessing to get things to click together in the back here. And that kind of goes together like that, and then you sort of push things together like that. And then there's tabs on the backs of the arms right here that go into grooves that are right there. And so we're going to put that there. And we're going to do the other one. And then to kind of shore everything together, you've got these little flaps here that just snap down and click into place. And that really kind of makes everything sort of work. And now I have to go back and finesse the legs to get them to nest into everything. And so that is her jet mode. And then you can take these little things, and I guess I could have left them on the shoulders because that's where I usually have them. And if you so choose, you can take these things and you can put them on the bottoms of the wings here. And so she's got her jet mode there. She does have landing gear in the very tippy tip of the jet, which seems out of place, but at least it's there. Let's go ahead and put this on the side camera. So that is her in her jet mode. And here is where you can see one of the biggest failings of Power of the Primes. She's got huge foil stickers here that don't really fit very well. We have kept this toy mostly in the box to try and maintain it. And even here, the stickers look like they want to peel up. They don't lay flat. It's really bad. Now, I will say that at least because these are all shades of pink and red, and they have kind of a consistent color scheme over the whole surface, they look better than most. The stickers that were on Starscream were hideous. They were. That toy, when I pulled it out of the box and transformed it into jet mode, was one of the ugliest, most disappointing toys that I have ever seen in the history of my toy collecting. And understand that I'm a person who owns Pretender Classic Jazz. So I know I've experienced disappointing toys. And that Starscream just looked terrible, and those stickers got torn off, and then I did some hand painting, and I like them a lot better now. But, oh, Maisenfur is here! A toast to Maisenfur! There we go, and, oh! Also, I would like to take this moment, now that Maisenfur is here, to wish my friend Kathy a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kathy. I didn't call you. I'm kind of bad. Somebody call Kathy and tell her that I'm sorry. Now I'm embarrassed. So, anyway, everybody toast Kathy for her birthday. So. So yeah, I should have called Kathy. I'm sorry. I was doing other things. There's no good. Yeah, I'm turning red here, and I'm not sure whether it's because I'm embarrassed about not calling Kathy or because I've almost polished off this huge glass of booze. But whatever the case is, we were talking about the hideous foil stickers on Power of the Primes. That line, that was a weird line. It seemed like it was half the size that it was supposed to be. And so many of the toys had these horrible, cheap foil stickers that just looked awful. And this was during that time when it seemed like there were a lot of problems getting products from overseas. There were a lot of shipments that were getting stuck at the docks and not being able to unload, and a lot of weird stuff was happening. I'm not even sure if this was manufactured in China or if by this point they had started manufacturing in Korea. I bet that there's a stamp on here somewhere. I could look. Let's see. Wait. Let me see. Okay, I do see a little thing. Okay, we're gonna go to the side camera. There is a little embossing here, and it says, copyright Hasbro, Vietnam. Yeah. So normally when you see a lot of Transformers toys, you'll see them stamped that they were made in China. This was made in Vietnam. Obviously it wasn't using their normal manufacturing houses, and the quality shows. This is not something that we saw in any other line. We have not seen this in any line since. Thank God, because it sucks. Just sucks. No way about it. It's actually a pretty decent toy overall, but the use of these foil stickers was just a train wreck. And I have a feeling that it's because, I would love to know what the backstory is on everything that was going on at that time, and what was really causing the problems. But you got the Dinobots and you got the Terracons, and then you got Alita-1 and 2 appendages, and Starscream with 2 Decepticons that could become appendages, and that was really about it. Obviously, they also had their Legends class figures, and it seemed like those were actually pretty good. But the main line, if it wasn't a Dinobot or a Terracon, then it suffered. Mazenfur says that almost all Equestria Girls toys are made in Vietnam, and you compare those to Monster High, and the difference is yikes. And I'm quoting Monica there, and she is correct. The difference is yikes. Some of the Equestria Girls figures are nice, but I'm speaking as somebody who has never given a crap about dolls, but I will say that the Monster High dolls are gorgeous. I remember when I first started seeing those in stores, and I would walk past the end cap at Target, and there would be all of these Monster High dolls, and they actually caught my eye as being really, really detailed, and the colors were amazing, and the different things that they were doing with the dolls, and the different style and everything. I mean, unique and powerful, and just impressive toy design, impressive quality, really, really nice. So, even though I haven't really followed Monster High as a toy line. I respect it. And Mason says Legends class. So Legends class are the little scout vehicles, the smaller ones. Not quite as small as a Minicon, but we have a lot of the Power of the Primes. Well, let's see. We had the Titans Returns. Actually, it was the Titans Returns Legends class that were really, really good. And then I don't really remember what the Legends class at Powers of the Primes was like. Yeah, let's see. So, the characters like this is Windcharger transformed as a chest plate for Ultra Optimus or Optimus Maximus. But yeah, the little guys that are yay big, and let's go ahead and we'll just. He's fiddly. When it comes to transforming him, he's fiddly. And his chest plate mode, which I invented. I don't think that's a stated transform, but nonetheless, it works really well on him. So this is Legends class Windcharger, and you see he's just a little guy. He's yay big. Under 4 inches. So, yeah, Legends class. That's what Legends class is. So, yeah, you can see that, there are some shallow holes here that just barely hold these things. The tolerances aren't great. There are things that I really like about this toy, but it's obvious that there were some manufacturing issues at that stage of the game. And so that was Alita-1, and she is like I said earlier, she is a retool of Starscream. Oh, I said it. Retool of Starscream. So she has a very similar jet mode, but they put these holes in the wings, which I really like. I think that gives it a distinctiveness all its own. Oh, I guess I could put down the there. And then you've got the robot, which is just, it's just a robot body with its legs curled up. That's it. They don't even hide the hands, which when I transform her, and I do this for Starscream as well, I at least fold the hands in, and it doesn't fit together the same way that it's supposed to. So sometimes I'll do something like that, but to at least disguise the fact that they are robot hands, and that's one of the things that bothers me about this design and the design of Starscream, is that there was really no effort taken to disguise the robot. It's just a robot body, and I understand that it's got a lot to do. It's got to turn into a jet. It's got to turn into a robot. It's got to turn into a combiner body. Even though the Starscream mold is technically a new mold, it shares a lot of engineering with the Silverbolt mold. At least a lot of the transform solutions and a lot of the way that the parts interact, the way that it combines. It is definitely different, but there was a legacy there that was started with Silverbolt and then continued on through Scattershot and Cyclonus. And then you got to Starscream, where there were some things that were distinctly different, whereas the other ones were just complete retools. There I go again. And this one does have its own unique transform motions, at least some unique parts. So you could call it a new mold. You could call it a bit of a but whatever the case, it definitely follows in that tradition. So this came out, and then during Power of the Primes, we also got Moonracer and then Nova Star. And that was it. Now let's go ahead and look at Moonracer and Nova Star. So I'm gonna move Alita out of the way for a moment, and let's just look at Moonracer. Moonracer, when she came out, in fact, you know, even now I look at her and I love this toy. This is an excellent, excellent mold. It looks great. You see her wearing her Prime armor as a gauntlet, which is the way that I like to do it. Now, let me show you. This was part of the gimmick for the Power of the Primes line. You could take these and you could take this Prime armor piece here, and it has these little notches right here on the inside. So you can take that, and she's got these little notches on the insides of her chest. And so you can take this and then kind of clamp it to the chest like that. And then it's kind of a power up. And then you could take like an Enigma, or actually it's the exact same engineering as the Titan Masters. So you could fold up a Titan Master and put that in here. This can become a kind of a sad excuse for a gun, but you could do that. And then we have these little Enigma pieces. And this is another thing that I have to comment about. So you have these little Enigmas, and let me just say that the fact that they're reusing the geometry from the Titan Masters, you know, the heads and the little figures that would fold up to become a head, I think that's great. I think it's brilliant. I love the interchangeability. It's a great solution. It's cost effective. It's smart. It takes something that they've already got and gives it a new identity. So I don't inherently hate this, but what I do hate is, look at this thing. This is fugly. It's a gray molded piece of plastic that's just got some paint on the front, and it looks like a piece of crap. This is not a cool piece. This doesn't make... Here, putting this in here... Putting that in there does not add any coolness. In no part of my imagination do I think that she is more badass now because she's got this ugly engine block looking thing sticking out of this box on her chest. That's, once again, it's like, I feel like if the situation had been different and the designs of Power of the Primes had been implemented at a time when they were really focusing on quality and making really cool stuff, these would have been made out of translucent plastic. And that would have made such a big difference. Because just ugly gray pieces of crap with some shitty ass paint on them, that's not cool, and I don't. This doesn't enhance the play value. For the most part, the Prime armor gimmick, it doesn't bother me because it doesn't really impact the toy. I don't have to have this on her chest. I can, because they actually have that hole in the side of the arm, she can wear it as a gauntlet. And I can just leave the translucent part that looks cool. I can just leave that in its place because that looks cool. And then I can just kind of have this around here, and it kind of looks like she's got a Hellboy hand. And a woman robot with a Hellboy hand, that's kick ass. So Yeah, the prime armor itself doesn't offend me. The gimmick doesn't offend me. I think that it's fine concept-wise, but the execution of some of this stuff was just supremely poor in this line. And that's where I get a little bit frustrated. Other than that, if we look beyond the prime armor and how it really doesn't work as armor, she's a great figure. She's got really great body proportions. She looks like the female Autobots from the cartoon. And yeah, she looks like an updated version, but she definitely looks feminine. And that's cool. I love the face sculpt. Yeah, here, let's get a little bit close in here. She's got a fantastic face sculpt. And she's got excellent body details. I love this clear section in the center. That looks awesome. The powder blue, almost a teal color combined with light purple accents and white. I mean, that's just a really nice color scheme. She's got, this is interesting. Her feet are actually molded, she's got the clear plastic at the bottom, and then she's walking around on her windshields. I would think that that would be impractical, but I guess they're treated glass. I don't know. Hope is here! A toast to Hope! Hope, you're not allowed to just stop by and say hello. You have to hang out all night long and watch me drink. Hope was just saying that she's only stopping by to say hello. I'm going to encourage everybody to guilt trip Hope and make her hang around longer. So, and wait, I'm getting a message from my producer. Do a Darkwing Duck toy live stream on Sunday. Yes, perhaps we should. So, okay, while we're working on that, okay. Yes, I think that's a great idea. So, it looks like we're going to have an announcement, and it's a big secret because it might have to do with a special, okay. Machiavellic is here. I thought that it was something about the announcement. So, looks like we are going to be doing a Darkwing Ducks live stream on Sunday and maybe have a giveaway, and it's going to be fun. And a toast to Machiavellic. Thank you, Machiavellic. It's great to see you. You missed the part where I complained about the shitty-ass stickers on Alita-1. But we are now looking at Moonracer and kind of really liking the body of this. Now, my only criticism of this design is there's an exorbitant amount of back kibble here. She's got more than just a little bit of car folded up on her back. She's got a lot of car folded up on her back. And that does kind of hurt the design, but from most angles, she looks really good. She's got excellent posability, excellent articulation. Her head moves all around. She's got waist rotation. However, you have to disengage part of the back here. Sometimes I like to leave this down, or even in some of the toys that share this mold, I'll have it off to the side as, kind of a different design kind of take on it. But she does have waist rotation. She also has rotation here just below the waist, which is part of her transform. But that also works, and that allows you to leave the back engaged just like that, and then still get some semblance of waist rotation, even though it looks really painful to do it that way. So yeah, she can do the twist. She's got rotating thighs. She's got a double joint in her knees, which makes her legs tremendously posable. Yeah, she can really, really just move these into all sorts of really neat poses. And her feet are on ball joints, but there's a little bit of limit because of the placement of the fenders here. So she is just an awesome figure. And they made many different recolors of this and retools, and I said it again, but nonetheless, if they're gonna retool something, it's good that they picked a mold that overall is this nice. And we haven't even gotten to the vehicle mode. And by the way, she is done in Lyra colors. So you know, if you are a fan of Lyra, then Moonracer is your girl. Yeah. Oh, Mazen Fur was just saying she looks like my Lyra. Yeah, she absolutely. Here, let's do this. So I feel like this could happen, and if it couldn't happen, it should happen. So there we go, and let's just put that on the other camera. So there we go. So we've got attack of. Oh, does the head not twist? It looks like the head should twist, but I guess it doesn't because of the hair. So yeah, we've got attack of Moonracer and Lyra, and they look like they'd be best friends anyway. So I'm willing to accept that. So yes, we've got very good. So this is Moonracer. She really does look great. The details on the mold are fantastic. And what's really nice is there are none of those shitty ass foil stickers. I'm curious now if she was manufactured in Korea or if she was manufactured somewhere else. Let me see if I can find some kind of a manufacturing stamp. Let's check inside here. Do we see anything inside there? I do not. Let's rotate that around. Well, I can't find the manufacturing stamp, so I do not know where she was manufactured, but I'm wondering if she was manufactured in a different location than Alita-1, because even the plastic feels different. The tolerances are tighter. Her plastic feels a little bit more rigid, whereas this plastic feels a little bit more rubbery. So I'm kind of thinking that this was not even manufactured in the same place. Yeah. Huh. But they're not telling me where she was manufactured. Oh, wait. Okay, so there's something there. 81231. That doesn't really tell me anything. Well, we know 81231. So, let's go ahead and transform her, since I've already got her partway transformed. You saw that I disengaged the... let's go ahead and put her in a little bit more of a natural position. So, I pull the back panel down and out of the way like that. And then I flip her waist around. I rotate the waist around. I pivot the chest forward. I rotate the entire body here up and collapse it like that. I'm going to swing the arms straight up. Then I will take these side panels and I'm going to fold those back. And now I'm going to adjust the placement of the arms so that they fit together like this. And you can see that. Her fists need to flip in just like that. And so if you've got everything finessed correctly, then these panels should just meet up like that. and kind of create a back fender. And now we're going to rotate the lower half of the waist, just like that. And we're going to fold her feet, and we're going to click them into place like that, and like that. And then we're going to put her feet together, blip like that. We're going to click down that little piece right there, and snap the canopy into place, and then just give her a little bit of a squeeze to make sure that all the parts fit together. And now you can take this Prime armor and you can plug it into the hole in the back here. And so we'll just plug that in like that. Now this piece does continue to rotate, which allows you a certain amount of mobility. You could, if you wanted to, fold down the hands and do something, or not the hands, these little thumb things, because this Prime armor also serves as robot hands, and you could do something like that. I kind of prefer to leave them out like this, and I'll show you why. What I tend to do is, since they've got these thrusters molded into the back, then I imagine this is like a rocket pack, and it sticks out like that. And then, because I've actually had more than one Moonracer, I've got more than one of Moonracer's gun. And so I will plug those into the holes on these thumb pieces to give her guns, and then if she's in attack mode, she can aim them forward, and she can move them around like that. And so that is her vehicle mode, and it is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look on the side camera here. So this is her in her Cybertronian vehicle mode, and what I really like about this vehicle mode is it really does not look like an Earth vehicle. This is distinctly unique. And even though it still has 4 wheels and it's got headlights in the front and it's got these clear bits, it doesn't immediately look like anything that, like any model car from Earth. You look at the Transformers Siege Line Optimus Prime, and he looks like a futuristic truck, but not really all of that different from a regular truck. His quote-unquote Cybertronian mode is pretty darn normal truck looking, but you look at this, and it looks like a fast car. It actually looks like something you would see in Tron. That's what, I feel like this is a light, not a light cycle, a light racer or something like that. And I really like that. And so I love this mold. I love this toy, and I'm happy to own several versions of it. So that is Moonracer in her vehicle mode. She really does look great. She just looks fantastic, and she's kind of worth the wait. And then of course you go to Nova Star here, who is just a slight retool of Moonracer. And yes, I said it again. So retool. For those who came in later, our secret word today is retool or remold, and I've said it like 14 times in the last 2 minutes. That's okay, my throat was getting dry, so yes. So we have Nova Storm. That is 2 words, whereas Moonracer is all 1 word. Nova Storm gets 2 words, and you can see her with her Prime armor on her back, which is another place that you can store it. That way the back kibble is even bigger. This is another one that I've had multiple versions of. So I've got, I've had 2 of her, and so I gave my original version the second version's gun, so she gets to dual wield. That's great. I really like that they have the holes in the side of the arm here. Yeah, that's just excellent for adding weapons and doing cool things. But and you take a look, she's got all the same articulation, but she does have a unique head sculpt, and her head sculpt looks great. You know, once again, excellent job on the detail, but other than that, everything is exactly the same as in Moonracer. They haven't changed any of the details of the mold. They've just changed the colors and changed the application of paint in very effective ways. Her colors look great. The orange and red and gray really pops. The slightly lighter, almost yellow face, it's a pastel yellow. It really works. You can take off the prime armor to reduce the kibble effect, and she just it's a beautiful toy. It is just a beautiful toy, and an excellent addition. And you know, I own enough Seeker molds that I'm willing to buy the same toy over and over again because it's in different colors, and somebody says, hey, this is new, and I'll say, yep, you know what, you're right, it is. And of course, because they went back to the heritage of that one Gen 1 episode to finally create the toys that, honestly, when I was a kid, I wanted those female Autobot toys. And then they never did anything with it. And then you had the 1986 Transformers the movie that featured RC. And we've gotten some RC toys. We've actually gotten a lot of toys by the name of RC. But so far, we have yet to get a truly amazing version of RC. So, you know, it's been like 34 years and we're still waiting. So thank you, Hasbro. Even if you're just doing repaints, thank you for finally giving me the toys that I've wanted for the last 35 years. Kyoji says Nova Star was originally Firestar, but there's a notable Marvel. And yes, you're right, Kyoji. And I remember that in the episode because even as a kid, just a few years earlier, I would get up on Saturday mornings and I would watch Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Iceman and Firestar. And then in that Transformers episode where Inferno races up, he's like, oh, Firestar. I remember thinking, that's not Firestar. Firestar is Iceman and Spider-Man's friend. And I remember actually thinking that was dumb, that she had the same name as the Marvel character. So I'm okay with her being Nova Star now. If you have this figure and you would like to call her Firestar, that is perfectly all right, because as Tankor will tell you, characters can have the same name and not be the same character. So, Chris Remley says, I really like the IDW design of RC. Oh, the IDW design of RC kicks ass. You are so right, Chris Remley. Yeah, and she's badass, too. Like, she's scary good at killing folks. So, I stopped short. and that's after having a lot of repaint. Or retool. I'm getting Orthia on my face. So this is the combined form of, so they're Orthia. So this is an Orthia, I guess. Yeah, sorry. Oh my gosh, Joya, you are so right. Joy was just commenting that Saturday mornings were great in the 80s. Like, all the best shit was on TV Saturday mornings. I would actually get up to watch it because by noon, it was over. Okay? It went to football, and this is going to be a shock for some of you, but I'm actually not into sports. So, Nova Star, aka Firestar from the show. Thank you, Hasbro, for giving me Firestar. And if she has to be a complete retool of Moonracer, I'm okay with it because you did a beautiful job with this toy. Excellent, excellent job. Let's go ahead and transform her. I'm going to start with the feet this time just because I can. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Not that I've skinned my cats. That's mean. Unless you're doing it because they've got some kind of skin condition and it's necessary to make them comfortable. So, I don't know, like shaving them? Okay, not skinning. You shouldn't skin your cats. Okay, let me just draw a line. Don't skin your cats. It's wrong. So, we're going to bring that thing down, flip that around, flip around the waist, open up the chest, flip around the headpiece, close the chest, fold up the wings, fold the arms down, flip in the fists, put the feet together, and fold down the canopy. And notice how nice and tight. The tolerances are great. She just snaps in, and she really does have a nice unified body design, especially for such a unique looking vehicle. So, and of course, once again, I'm going to take the Prime armor. I'm going to plug it into that hole in the back. There we go. And then I'm going to take the pair of guns. I really like having a pair of guns because when you only have one gun, it's just not as cool. But when she can dual wield and she can do that, I mean, that is pretty kick-ass. Yeah, she looks great. Let's go to the side camera. There's the vehicle mode. And here she is side by side with Moonracer. They both look awesome. They just look awesome. They look great together. I love the detail on the hubcaps here. And then for contrast, they didn't paint the hubcaps on Moonracer, but you know, it makes their vehicle modes look distinctly different, even though it's exactly the same form. So that is really, really cool. And then something weird happened. Then Power of the Primes ended, and we had Alita, a combiner body. And we had Starscream, a combiner body. And also in Power of the Primes, we had two appendages, not including Dinobots, because they had Grimlock to combine to. And we had Darkwing and Dreadwind, the Decepticon combiners that made appendages, other than the Terracons that merged with Hungar. So they're off the table. So essentially, we had her with two appendages. And that's it. That's it. And it's like, hello? We got Jazz. We did get Jazz. And Jazz seemed out of place in, you know, like once you've got Alita-1 and then Nova Star and Moonracer and Jazz. Jazz really, it seemed like Jazz should have been combining with Optimus. And he had he was engineered beautifully, but you had all of those repaints of the Stunticons done as Gen 1 Autobots that some worked better than others, but most of them, and I bought all of them, just so you know, because I've told you, I'm a sucker, and I'll do that. Most of them were not that great. They just weren't really good implementations of those original characters. But I bought them anyway, and I figured out my favorite combinations of who goes with who, and that Jazz was a totally new mold that really looked like Jazz. Instead of looking like a Stunticon that was painted as an Autobot, he really looked like Jazz. And so I was excited to see Jazz come out, and then they did a Hasbro Selects version, I think, that was Ricochet, which, I mean, honestly, who cares about Ricochet? I don't care about Ricochet. So, yes, Ricochet was a black recolor of Jazz from back in the day that got no screen time. I didn't care. But you could have taken that same engineering and you could have done Prow and Blue Streak and Smokescreen and any number of other Autobots based off of that same engineering. No, we didn't get any. Nothing. That mold pretty much went to waste. And it didn't seem like an appropriate appendage for Orthia or Alita Infin1te or whatever they were going to call it. Originally, it was named Alita Infin1te, and then later you find out that it's supposed to be Orthia. I still don't quite understand. I do understand what it is now. They have come up with their solution. If you combine Alita with Nova Star, Moonracer, Greenlight, and Lancer, it's Orthia. If you combine Alita with other random folks, it's Alita Infin1te. So, Orthia is actually the Greek version of the goddess Artemis, and that's where that name comes from. I don't really know how that relates to a combiner for Alita 1, but Goddess of the Hunt, I don't remember her being particularly hunty. It says in the bio that they are followers of Solus Prime, and that Orthia has the ability to forge her own weapons the same way that Solus Prime, the Forger, could. But that doesn't really fit into Goddess of the Hunt. So yeah, that's the Orthia Alita Infin1te thing. I personally just go with Alita Infin1te. I like it better. And it has a 1 in it. So it's Alita Infin1te. That's how you say that, right? And Monica was just telling me that would be Hephaestus. Hephaestus? Is that how that's said? God of the Forge. But I guess they didn't want her to combine into a character called Hephaestus because Orthia sounded better. I don't know. Hasbro, if you'd like to hire me on as an industrial designer, maybe to help develop products, I can see what I can do. Squeeze you into my schedule. Give me a call. I've got things going on, but I could be persuaded. So, a little ringy dingy, and we'll talk. Nonetheless, so we've got these three, and then we didn't have anything, and then to add insult to injury, they release that they're doing Chromia. And it's like, oh, they're doing Chromia. And then they show pictures of what Chromia is going to look like. And it's like, oh, it's the same mold. No. It's a retool. Thank you. Except they've taken out all the combiner bits. She's got nothing in the back that, they've taken out everything that allows the character to attach. They've taken out the hole in the front, so no hole. So she cannot be used as a combiner limb. Okay. I've already shown Chromia in another live stream, so I don't have to show you Chromia again. Suffice it to say that Chromia was also repainted to make Night Bird, and both of these are heavily, heavily derivative of the Moonracer engineering. They, I don't know if they consider them retools, but they're essentially retools. So, you know, yes, I said it twice. There's cherries in there. So, and honestly, here's the thing. For the changes that they made to those characters, for that mold, I still don't understand why it was necessary to even do the remold. Because they're just not that different. Yeah, the textures are very different. But they've still got a tremendous amount of back kibble. The robot modes look very much the same. Now, one thing about these is there's a little bit of what I'm going to call a manufacturing flaw. They have this sculpted cod piece in the front, essentially a pair of robot panties. And these just snap on, and they snap off very, very easily. And I actually cannot find the robot panties for Chromia here, so I made these. I molded them out of Sculpey, and I'm sure that the other ones are around somewhere. But until then, I've got these, and it does fit. You can see that the color's just a little bit lighter there. But yeah, that's just a Sculpey mold. So yeah, made a mold off of Night Birds, and then painstakingly tried to match the color of the Sculpey. And then after I baked it, it got a lot darker, so I had to paint it anyway. But nonetheless, that is the lengths that I will go so that my female robots will have underpants. And I'm not really comfortable with where that's going, so I'm just going to say retool and drink something now. I see that we've got some soda in there. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, that's when I started getting desperate. Because I wanted to finish these combiners, and at that point, there had been speculation that we might get Greenlight, but it seemed to take forever. And then, yeah, then the ads for Greenlight disappeared, and then, you know, it was like, oh, Machiavellic is here for the long haul now. He finished his work. Oh, you know what? A toast to Machiavellic. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're having some fun tonight. So yeah, I started doing some stuff, and I got an extra Nova Star and an extra Moonracer. And then I did some kit bashing, and I'm going to show those a little bit later. But then eventually we did finally get Greenlight, and she had combiner parts. And then it was announced that they're also doing Lancer, and she had combiner parts. So, and this was all part of the Siege line. So it seemed like it took over a year for them to complete this combiner. But we did finally get Greenlight. Really? Greenlight gets a fart? Oh, combiner parts? Combiner farts? Did I say combiner farts? I can see my complexion is turning red, and it's because I've had a lot. This is number 3. It's Friday night. This is a party. So combiner farts, Greenlight, and Lancer. And both of these, once again, they've done an amazing job with the colors. very bold. I'm especially impressed by what they did with Lancer because she has very unusual colors. That dark purple with the bright orange really, really pops and gives her a very distinctive look that that is unlike any of the other characters in this line. Greenlight is more pastel. Again, really, really nice. Let's go ahead and focus in. You can see the face sculpt. Again, the rest of it is the same mold. Well, mostly the same. They did do some retooling. We now have the wrists and the arms as one piece, which is actually an improvement because the little wrist pieces on Moonracer and Nova Star here have a tendency to come out pretty easily. So having that molded in is good. One other thing that they did was they took out the hole on the side. That's bad. I like that hole. That hole was great. It gave me something to do with the Prime armor. And now you see I'm kind of hanging the Prime armor off the back. I tend to, yeah, I have these guys just kind of transformed like that just to give them a little bit more of a distinctive physique. And I'm just going to say that it looks like tails to a coat. Really big chunky tails to a coat, but nonetheless. So Osaka Jack says time to toast Clay. Osaka Jack, oh my gosh, I didn't even, Osaka Jack is here. So toast to Osaka Jack, 2 toasts to Osaka Jack because you had to remind me. 1. And Machiavellic says, Clay isn't kit bashing, just fan-made retooling. Did you just make that? Oh, okay. Boy, we are an hour and 20 minutes into this, and I am feeling it. Tim Kangaroo is here! A toast to Tim Kangaroo. You are joining a really interesting live stream, I'm telling you. I mean, I don't know if I'm being that interesting, but I'm getting inebriated, and that's always kind of interesting. So, a toast to Tim Kangaroo and everybody else who's helping me to have too much to drink tonight. Oh boy, and we've still got more stuff to cover. We haven't even combined them yet. So, We've got not Moonracer, Greenlight. She does look great, and I really wish that I could take the Prime armor and just put it in her wrist here, because I'm not going to put it on her chest. That just looks dumb. So it's kind of hard to know what to do with the extra piece. So that's a little bit of a detriment on the changes that they made to this design. Other than that, she still looks great. The colors are awesome. I love the light pale greens mixed with the darker greens and yellows and the white. She just looks awesome. And let's go ahead and turn her into her vehicle mode. And this is the exact same steps that we go through for the other Transformers. So I'm not necessarily going to call them out because you've already seen it. Now the arms go a little bit different because we've got an overlap here instead of just kind of panels matching up, and you don't have to fold in the wrists. That is one thing that's different, but then you get down to the bottom and you still put the feet together and you still fold them up like this until they snap, and then you do that flip around thing here and you take that whole canopy and close it down, and boom, you have a car. And once again, we can take our Prime armor and we can plug that in here. Now, Greenlight did not come with a conventional weapon. She came with this. This is a Battle Master. This is a repaint of Lionizer called, and I am so sorry about this, the name of this character is Dazzlestrike. Dazzlestrike? Dazzlestrike. Dazzle. You know what? Yes, that's appropriate. Dazzlestrike? What the what the hell? I feel like Dazzlestrike is we're keeping it highbrow here on the Retrobot channel. Yeah, I feel like that is the name that I would give to a gem character, like an 80s glam rock ninja. That is what I think Dazzlestrike would be. Osaka Jack says, it sounds like an MLP pony. You know what? Yeah, Dazzlestrike. Definitely a My Little Pony character. So, and here's my other criticism of Dazzlestrike here. This is Lionizer. Wait, here's Lionizer, here's Dazzlestrike. Let me show them on the other camera so you can really appreciate just what we're looking at. Dazzlestrike is black and gray with blue eyes and green details in the blade. Lionizer is black and gray with red eyes and kind of bluish gray details in the blade, and they've got different effects pieces. So, obviously, I don't have anything against repaints because I've bought a crap ton of them. But come on, Hasbro, you're gonna name it Dazzlestrike as though it's some kind of really cool looking thing or really flamboyant or something, and then the whole thing is almost the exact same colors as Lionizer, so you know it's almost impossible to tell the difference. And this does not dazzle. Like, if it were molded in bright magenta and yellow, okay, you know what? Dazzlestrike. If it were molded in translucent plastic with little glitter beads, little glitter bits, Dazzlestrike. But it comes with fire, and it's mostly gray and black. And then you apply a really dumbass sounding name, and since neither one of these are characters that I really have any attachment to, I'm not going to say that there hasn't ever been a Lionizer before, because there have been a lot of Transformer names over the years, but I don't remember Lionizer. Nothing sticks out in my head as, oh, I remember that character. Yeah, that was that Black Panther thing. No, I don't remember anything like that. So I don't really have that compulsion to complete a set of identical looking Lionizers, one of which has the dumbass name of Dazzlestrike. I digress. Thank you. So yes, Greenlight came with Dazzlestrike. Dazzlestrike, like Lionizer, turns into a sword of sorts. And it's really, it's just folding up its limbs. They do have like a little notch there that gives you the alignment. I really wish that these parts had been molded just a little bit differently so that they really mesh together. The fact that these shapes are very distinctly still robot feline legs, there's a missed opportunity there. You could have had this shape, the shape of the inside angle here reflected on this leg here. And it wouldn't have cost anything extra, and the parts would have fit together nicer, and it would have looked more like a transform and less like just a folded up piece of crap and a blade. Here, wait, let's put the effects pieces on. So, yeah. Now, I do like the effects piece. I don't know why it's on fire, but it's cool looking fire, so I'll accept it. And then we can do this. There we go. And so, you know, she can have Dazzlestrike. You know, she can drive around. And she wouldn't do that to Lancer, though, because they're friends. In fact, actually, if you read the bio, they are more than friends. They are a romantic couple, and that's pretty cool. I'm happy to see Hasbro embracing that and allowing for different kinds of relationships, because, you know, it's time. It's time for people to get over their hang-ups and accept that that not everybody does things the same way. So yeah, that is Greenlight, and overall, even with my criticisms of Dazzlestrike, I'm so glad to have this, and honestly, if they came out with another 4 versions of this mold and said, oh, look, it's 4 other female Autobots, I would buy them at this point. Because I've already got 4 of them, plus this one, and plus this one that are almost the same. So, you know, now, didn't they recently do another retool of Chromia? And I was like, you know, yeah, I think that there's one coming up, and I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I think it's another version of Chromia. Okay, I'm not interested in the new version of Chromia. It's exactly like this one, except with a slightly different paint deco. It's not a different character. Don't really need it. So, and it's a mold that doesn't combine with anything, but it's based off of a mold that does combine with stuff. Give me the version that combines with stuff. It's just better. It's exactly like that one, except, you know, it combines with stuff. So this, of course, here we've got Greenlight. She looks great in vehicle mode, just like all of them do, really. I mean, these are all really awesome looking. I guess one thing that we could do with Dazzlestrike here, let's put Dazzlestrike in the front, if she'll go. There we go. So there we go. And then we look at Lancer. Lancer is really interesting. I did a little bit of detail painting because I will admit that she was a little bit bland looking when I got her. And you can see some of my paint has rubbed off. But I gave her some silver accents in the midsection and on the arms. Just because she needed it. I like the dark purple and the orange. But other than that, there was not nearly as much detail put into the paint detail. I think that I also painted the hubcaps. You know, just a little bit of highlights to... and I gave her some silver on her... I guess, yeah, right, on her chest and on her ears too. So, you know, it's just some little accents to embellish. Oh, did I say retool? I said retool. So, and it looks like we got a new subscriber, Mark Lungo. So, Mark, I don't know if you're watching this live stream, but if you are, thank you. And a toast to Mark Lungo for subscribing to the channel. Did I toast Setsune? Yeah, I did. Okay. I should always toast Setsune. A toast to Setsune. So, yes, Retrobot. You want to give me a present? Okay. Wait. Oh. All right, here. Thank you, Retrobot. Let's see. It's in the white box. That's good. That means that I was good. Or it means I'm inebriated and need food. Ooh! It's a corn dog! I get a corn dog! Thank you, Retrobot! Retrobot is pretty awesome. Yeah. You know, I never really had corn dogs before. Like, when I was growing up, I didn't have corn dogs. I think I was too picky of an eater. So, you know, it was called a corn dog. And it's like, well, that just sounds weird. So, no, thank you. Thank you, Retrobot. I'm going to set that over there. All right. So, you can see that that Lancer has a copy of Nova Star's gun. It's different colors, but it is the same mold. She does have a retooled head, so and that looks good. And we're going to go ahead and turn her into a vehicle because we got to. That's what we're doing. That's what we do here. We turn robots into stuff. It's a shtick. And we're going to fold her head around and put the arms up and close the chest and fold the panels around here and then fold the arms like that and kind of lock them into place. There we go. A little bit of an overlap there. And then we're going to do that waist twist thing and flip the feet down. And they're going to snap in. And then we'll flip that thing down and snap the canopy into place. And boom. And then we're going to plug that in. And then we can take the gun. And we can have the gun facing forward. And boom, that is Lancer's vehicle mode, and it looks pretty fly. Pretty fly for an orange gal. Sorry, yes. Pretty wow for an orange gal. Yes, that's right. So there she is. The colors look great in vehicle mode. And that is where she shines, even without the touch-ups. That orange and purple, and the fact that they've got the silver underneath the translucent purple really looks awesome. Just awesome. And that's why I needed to add a little bit of silver there. But yeah, she looks great. And she goes along well with her teammates. And teammates and mold mates. So, you know, this is a good looking team. It's an odd team because you have 4 Cybertronian race cars and then a jet. So thematically, the vehicles really don't represent much of anything. If Alita were some kind of futuristic vehicle rather than a jet, I think that it would be more cohesive. But it's still pretty cool, and I was super excited to finally have all of those. And Monica makes a good point. Why can we not get a car carrier? Come on! Car carrier! I want to see a car carrier version of Motormaster. He's, you know, they're the Stunticons. They could be a stunt team with the car carrier that carries drag strip and maybe one of the other ones, and then you have one that's like a utility vehicle or something like that. Yeah, this stuff is Hasbro. Come on, you know, call me. I can help. I can help. I promise. And as an added bonus, I won't drink on the job. It's true. I do this once a week, and only when I say retool. So, let's go ahead and let's combine them, because that's what we want to see. I mean, that's what we've been waiting for. It took 2 years to be able to combine these properly. So let's go ahead and let's show the combined mode. I'm going to take off the extra bits. I could leave them on, but it just kind of gets in the way a little bit. So we're going to pop up these little things here, these little pieces that snap in right there. Maybe we'll pop it up. There we go. There we go. And there we go. So we're going to do that. We're going to bring the arms down like this. Now, normally her fists would be rotated around and I'd have to fold them out to expose the combiner bits. I don't know why they'd rather hide the combiner sockets than the robot hands. You know, the combiner sockets can look like thrusters, but robot hands only look like robot hands. Just say it, you know, Hasbro. So, we're also going to fold up the wings like that so that we can get to the legs. And the legs are, this is where this mold is distinctly different from the Silverbolt mold, because it instead of having those legs that go off to the side and then have those panels that close to create the combiner chest, this does something very different. So what it's going to do is these legs are going to rotate sideways and then come together. And if you can see this, there's just a little tiny tab right there and then a little notch there. And they're going to come together there and lock in like that. And then we're going to fold these back wings up like that. And you can go ahead and fold down these white panels in the back here just like that. And we're going to need to open up the chest. And the combiner head, just like with Superion and Galvatronus and Computron, the super robot head is hidden in here. And then at the same time, we can take Alita's head and pop that inside. So now there's no robot head down there. Instead, we've got a robot head up here. We're going to rotate her around and tip her forward. We're going to take these wings, put them together. Ooh, sorry. We're going to fold the wings up like that and then spread them out like that. And we're going to take this, and actually there's a couple little notches here. Let me take a step backwards. There's a couple little recesses in here that meet up with these wings tips. So really you need to put that in there and then have those little notches engage with those wing tips, just like that. And then you spread these to the side. And now you've got this sort of T shape right here. Well, there's a little notch right there. You see that on either side of the nose cone. And so that is going to fold down and just fold right into that. And actually, I guess we should have done this before putting the legs together here. So let's go ahead and put the head down into, oh wait. Come on. There. There. Okay, so didn't want to bend for me. So there, we engage that just like that. And now these things kind of click together just like that. And there we've got our super robot Alita head. And that is the combiner body. Oh, and then we also take these panels right here, and there's these little notches right here, and they engage with these little tabs right here. So we'll do that just like that. So that is the combiner body, and it's not bad. It is not a bad combiner body. We can take these little weapons here and we can put them... okay, so... Actually, what we will do is we will hold off on adding those. So this is the body, and I'm going to set that aside. And now I need to turn combiner limbs into combiner limbs. So let's go ahead and let's take Moonracer, and and apparently Alexa thinks that I asked her a question. Alexa, stop! I don't know what she thinks that I asked her. So, there are stated ways to make the combiner limbs, and I tend to ignore them. Instead, what I do is... Here, let's go ahead and just flip out the attachment mechanism here. And like that, and then we will take those extra guns off, and now you take the prime armor and you turn that. And what I do is when I'm making a hand, I take the thumb that I'm not using and I turn it up so that it just looks a little bit more like a normal hand, like that. And then I'm going to plug it in like that. And so this, whoops. So this is an arm, and I think that's a pretty good arm, actually. That's probably one of the best arms that just looks like an arm of all the Combiner Wars characters. Now you can lose a little bit of mobility with the arms in place here, so you may decide to like move these up and out of the way. And there's different ways that you can do that. I tend to just kind of try to... There, we're just going to do it like that. And hopefully I don't move her like that. So that's Moonracer. And let's take Nova Storm here. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to pull out the combiner thing. And then, let's see, got to make the mirror images of each other. So we have that. And Setsuni says, Alexa's trying to put the moves on Retrobot. You know, I wouldn't put it past her. And Retrobot is interested. So, you know, if you guys want to do that, hey, you know, I understand you have needs. So, there we go. And then we have another arm. And then we're going to take Greenlight. And we are going to... So she becomes a leg. And this is where things get a little bit dicey. So the angles on the front are like that. So that doesn't actually work as a combiner leg. You have to do stuff. And so essentially what you need to do is you have to rotate the legs, fold the legs down like this, and then fold out this little tab here, and that makes a flat base that you can now plug in the foot and then plug in your combiner heel support, whatever that is. And so that is a leg. And then we're going to do the same thing for Lancer. We're going to fold the front half of the car around. We're going to flip out that little tab right there. And just try to connect that. There's a couple little tabs right here, little holes, and some little tabs here. So ideally, they should mesh with each other. If I can get them to go. Please go. Do it. Just do it. There we go. And do it. Do it. Go in there. Come on.
Just do it!
Just do it!
Just do it!
Listen to Shia LaBeouf.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I'm not letting my dreams be dreams. Are you letting your me neither?
Just do it.
So, and now we'll we need to do that, and then we'll do that. Plug that in there. All right, and so here we go. Form feet and legs. Form arms. And I'm not up to the arms yet.
Ready to form Voltron. Activate interlock. Dynatherms connected. Infracells up. Mega thrusters are go. Go Voltron force.
All the sound effects. And that is Orthia. There's extra bits here that I can stick onto various holes, but this is essentially her. Let's go ahead and turn on the side cam here, and she's big. And let's get her into focus. There we go. And you can pivot at the legs, and she's a nice looking combiner. She she's got really hefty proportions. You can do things like put these, you can combine the weapons so that she's holding Dazzlestrike, because I know that that's important to many people. I'm going to see if I can pose her without her falling over. There we go. So yeah, she wants to. She's very top heavy, but all in all, not bad. But I will say also not great. So yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about. So many people, you're not the first to notice that. Many people have said that the body is reminiscent of movie Starscream, and it absolutely is. Movie Starscream had this enormous hulking triangular body, and then little tiny legs and kind of gorilla-like arms. Movie Starscream, and I'm not talking the 1986 movie, I'm talking Bayformer Starscream. I should just say Bayformer Starscream. Bayformer Starscream was an ugly mother...
I guess that makes me the new leader.
It does not. Having an ugly combined body, and that does not make you leader. So, I'm not going to say that it's not an attempt at an homage, but what I am going to say is it's an attempt at an homage at a really ugly design that's better off left forgotten. So, Sean Shago says, I like how the legs in the arms look sort of hydraulic cylinders. Yeah, and Sean also says linear actuators of a sort. And yeah, you're absolutely right. That's one of the nice things. Because of these canopies back here, then it looks like, unlike a lot of the combiner limbs, you have sort of a unified arm look that does look like it has hydraulics and mechanical actuators in the joint, as there most likely would be. So that's pretty cool. What I don't like about this is that it's a hulking design. She has super, super broad shoulders. and it's not that she needs, I'm not asking for boob armor, but for an all-female combiner, she looks like a football player. And if you say, well, she kind of looks like movie Starscream, that is not a compliment, nor is it desirable. So, and Kyoji says movie Starscream is the Dorito Seeker. Yes, you know what? He is absolutely the Dorito Seeker. That TM, movie Starscream is the Dorito Seeker forever now. Thank you, Kyoji. A toast to Kyoji for Dorito Starscream. So, this is where we get into... This is where things get a little bit interesting. Because, of course, I went for like 6 months, 9 months between having this much, like from here up, and not knowing that this was ever going to be completed. And so I decided to, I went to Ollie's, Good Stuff Cheap, because somehow they got a bunch of Moonracers and Nova Storms, and they were selling them for what, like $8, $10, something like that? And it's like, okay, I'll buy an extra of each, and then I'll take them apart, and I will swap their parts, and I will do something interesting. So let me just put Orthia back there. And so that is when I created these two figures. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna set them. I'm setting this up here. There's that there has to be a reveal here. So attempt to aim the side camera, and there we go. So these are two kit bashes that I did, my attempts to create two new female Autobots for the team. This is Flame Jumper, or Hell Jumper, but if you want the name that you can say in front of your mom, it's Flame Jumper. And then this is Clank, and so my Flame Jumper is made of all of the in-between bits of Moonracer and all of the red bits from Nova Star. And unfortunately, the white paint just didn't seem to take on this chest piece, which is unfortunate. She's still got a little bit of a blue cast. But other than that, she's got a nice red and white motif. And I did some other custom stuff to her. And then we've got Clank, who is sporting a red and teal color motif, and orange, and she's got some distinct kit bashing as well. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at Flame Jumper, and we will take off her combiner bit. This combiner bit. This is also a modified version of the Prime armor. This now functions as a foot. They both turn into feet specifically. And we'll take out, we've got these extra guns here. And so you can see the rest of them, the rest of her looks pretty much like what you'd expect, except that I've removed the tires. She is going to turn into an air vehicle. So let's just go ahead and show you her vehicle mode. And the transform is pretty much the same as what you've come to expect. I'm going to rotate around that midsection and close that. And then we're going to take the feet and we're going to snap them together. We're going to rotate this around just like that. And we're going to close that. And now Oh, there we go. And then the arms are going to do this instead of wrapping around and making fenders. And then we're going to take the guns and we're going to add them here. And we can just plug this into the back here, just like that. And so this is now Flame Jumper's Cybertronian mode. She is a Cybertronian vertical takeoff air vehicle. And Mark Lungo has been summoned. He says hi, Retrobot. So, okay. Mark, welcome. Toast to Mark, and thank you for subscribing. You're awesome. You're just in time to see kitbashes. I don't know if people want to see kitbashes, but you're seeing kitbashes now. So, my thought with Flame Jumper here is a vertical takeoff air vehicle, and if you really needed to care, she's kind of an overzealous warrior type that tends to jump into situations without always thinking them through. Little bit of a hothead. But nonetheless, yeah, that is Flame Jumper, and it adds another air vehicle to the group. And then this is Clank. And Clank is, she transforms, well, I'm just going to show you what she transforms into. She's got, she's also got a modified prime armor bit here that is going to be used as a foot. And then to transform her, you have to deal with these treads here. And so that gets a little bit more interesting with the transform. But the rest of it is very familiar. Rotating things around, flipping around the chest here, and closing that back up. And then we're going to flip that in. We're going to rotate that waist around. We're going to move the arms around here. So we're swinging them around that way and then closing the wings over the shoulders. And then you can see that I've got a couple little nubs here, and those are going to engage posts that are here and here. But I'm going to transform the front part of the vehicle first. I'm going to put the feet together, snap those together, put the canopy down and in place, and now we can take the half track and peg that in. And peg that in. And so now she has her half track mode. Oh, that didn't peg in. Wait a minute. Let me get it to line up. Has to line up. That's important. So there we go. And that is, there we go. Yeah. So there we go. And so that is her half track mode. And then once again, you can take this and plug it into the back here. Just kind of let it hang out there. And then you can take the gun here and you can put it into the top. And she becomes kind of a half-track tank, a Cybertronian half-track tank. And, my thought for her is that she has a boisterous and sometimes off-putting personality that many have speculated that she would probably make a good companion for Warpath. But as a side note, at some point the two did meet and found that they had very little to talk about. So, yeah, a little bit more headcanon than anybody wanted, but nonetheless, this is Clank, and she turns into a Cybertronian tank, and then we've got Flame Jumper here. So, my original team, really, it was this until I got Greenlight and Lancer, and so I'll show you their combiner limb modes because they are a bit different. So just a bit different, not super different, but yeah, there's a little bit of a thing that goes on here. So we're going to transform. She's going to swivel her lower waist this way, and then we're going to flip out the tip of the foot here, plug it in there, and then we're also going to flip out this tab with the hole in it, and we're going to close that canopy back down, and this time we're going to plug that peg into that. And now we pull out that combiner peg just like that. And we once again peg in the tracks to the hips here, and that makes a foot. And then with Flame Jumper here, we're going to rotate the arms down and put them forward like this. Oh, and you see that wrist. You know, that happens a lot with the original Nova Storm and Moonracer. And then we're going to take those out, and we are going to do the same thing here where we rotate that around and rotate that forward, take our combiner foot here, flip out the tip of the foot, peg it in, fold out that, and peg them together. There we go. And now we can fold these forward. And so they would combine, except I'm not going to combine them because of course I couldn't leave well enough alone, and I'm getting a message. So Osaka Jack says, there are so few times in life you get to hear the phrase, she's going to swivel her lower waist. I will drink to that. A toast to Osaka Jack and swiveling of the lower waist. And it seems I'm getting another message here. Okay, so Monica's gonna run and get something that Sean wants to see. While she's getting that, I'm going to take Orthia's arms off, and I'm going to set Alita-1 aside for just a moment here, because as you saw, that Alita spends a lot of time in the box. And the reason why she spends a lot of time in the box is because she's actually the second Alita-1 that I got. The first one I kitbashed, because that's what I do. Because, you see, like I said, I really didn't like the hulking movie Starscream-esque combined form. It just didn't do it for me. And so with with sort of an idea in mind of something that was a little bit more in line with Samus. Is it pronounced Samus? Samus from Metroid. That's sort of what I was going for. And so let me just set these aside so that you can see here. This is my Alita, and the biggest change that you'll notice is that she now has Scattershot's legs. For those who don't remember, during Combiner Wars, they released Scattershot as a body, and then they never released the appendages. You could only get Computron as a box set. And so I got the box set, which meant that I had 2 Scattershots. And the original Scattershot was not nearly as nicely done as the one in the box set. So unfortunately, original Scattershot became a donor. And so now Alita 1 has original Scattershot's legs. And it's fine. And she has basically the same transform. It's a little bit different, and unless somebody's really curious, I'm not sure that I need to show it to you. But this is Alita with scatter with Scattershot's legs, and you know she still has pretty much the same robot mode, but it's where the combined mode goes that things are very different. But before I show that, so Sean asked if anybody remembered Starcom. Well, Sean, this is the Starcom Shadow Bat, and it is pretty awesome. It has that, which is kind of amazing, and it also has these little ships that come off, and you know, and I always do this, and then Monica changes it because it's wrong, and it also has bits that fire, right? Like let's see, and so you've got that, and then you've got you know, pop-up canopies, and then you have the little characters inside. So and you're trying. Oh, and there's a thing right there. So, oh yeah, that's like a little gun thing there. So yeah, Starcom, and oh, whoops, wrong one. There we go. Yeah, Starcom, pretty cool. Little ships have guns that pop out, so we've got these, and then they've got these little things somewhere. So there's a, oh, whoops, that's not it. There we go. Oh, the wings pop out. The guns aren't popping out. Oh, you have to press the thrusters. Oh. Or it's old and the poppy outy bits aren't popping out as much. So yeah. Oh, there we go. This one did it. So you do that, and then when you press the little thing, not that one, this little thing. There we go. And then yeah. So that's pretty damn cool. That is really, really freaking cool. Yeah. So, yes, we remember Starcom. And, you know, we can absolutely do a Starcom stream someday. So, yes, oof. Sorry. Excuse me. I've had a lot of these. So, getting back to Alita, I guess this one would be Alita Infin1te, because she is now combining with characters that aren't specifically Greenlight, Lancer, and the rest. It's got 2 out of 4, but I guess that makes her Alita Infin1te. So let's go ahead and transform her into her combined mode. We're going to pull out the head here, and at the same time we're going to flip around the small robot head and tuck it in, and then collapse that into the chest. We're going to rotate the body around, except this time we're going to transform the legs very differently. We're going to rotate the legs inwards like this, and then of course we have to reveal the combiner ports, and we're going to rotate those around like this, just like that, and do that. And now we're going to have the front cockpit. We will still do this, where we put those, we hook that together like that and face her forward, but instead of turning the wings to the front, we're actually going to fold the wings around the back like this. And see, I like that a lot better, because this that gets rid of that hulking Bayformer look. But that's not all that we do. We're going to fold the feet in, just like that. And see, notice that Scattershot's feet are the exact same as Alita 1's feet. Even though technically it's a brand new mold, it's not all that new. I made this, well, I modified. These are both swords from some of those Constructabots kits, and so I modified this one to have an extra peg on it instead of just holes. And then the way that this works is it plugs into, let's see, I believe that it plugs in, oh wait, here was it. I can't remember how it goes because, oh, there we go. Okay, so it goes down like that, and then I drilled out, you remember those shallow holes in her wings? Well, I drilled all the way through. That way she'd be able to have weapons on the top or bottom, and also it made it so that the weapons would attach more securely. And she's already got holes in her wings, so, it didn't bug me. So I'm going to do that, and then this helps to lock her wings behind her, just like that. And then we're going to take the legs here. We're going to reveal the combiner ports on the kneecaps, and then we're going to fold them around like this. And it just requires a little bit of finessing. And then we can, let me just put that back like that. Actually here, just like that. There we go. So with this body, like I said, I'm going more for that Metroid look with the big upright shoulders and then the small head a little bit more forward, and not so much of a linebacker style body. So we've got that, but then I decided, well, if this team now has 2 jet characters, a half track, and and as I was doing this, then the other characters started being released, so I started becoming aware that I was going to get at least one of them. I realized, okay, well, we can do more here. And so I had gone to, we got another new subscriber, JJ, subscribe to the channel. So a toast to JJ, if you happen to be watching right now. Thank you for subscribing. Mark and JJ, welcome to the party. So, this is at the same time as all of this other stuff is happening. At Walgreens, they had an exclusive 2-pack with Wingspan and Cloudraker. Now, for those who don't know, Wingspan and Cloudraker, originally from the Transformers Generation 1 line, were clones. Cloudraker was the Autobot clone that was paired with Fastlane, and Wingspan was the Decepticon clone that was paired with Pounce. I think it was Pounce, and so for whatever twisted idea, someone at Hasbro decided that instead of packaging the clones together with their clone mate, they would package the Autobot and Decepticon together, and then the only way that you could get Cloudraker's cloned partner was to get the Velocitron multi-pack thing that was a Toys R Us exclusive at first in 2018. Guess what else happened to Toys R Us in 2018? It went away. So, no sense. For characters whose only gimmick is that they look exactly like another character and you don't package them together, what were you thinking, Hasbro? Once again, this was back at that same period where I don't know what was going on, but there was some really weird stuff that just didn't make any sense, and that was one of them. So I ended up with Cloudraker, and Cloudraker didn't have his clone partner, so I decided, well, Cloudraker deserves to be part of a team. So Cloudraker is joining the Elite Squad, and I embellished this weapon. I don't even remember what this is from. This is from like some kind of Gundam or something similar. But I made it, it's a sword thing. I made it also have a grip so that he can hold it like an axe. And then when he's transformed into his vehicle mode, here, let's take the axe out. And let's see if I remember correctly. We're going to fold the wings out like that, and fold the wings out like that, and then let's see. Oh, that's a sword from Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Wow, that's a mouthful. So, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It now belongs to Alita Infin1te. I've just made that decision. That sword now belongs to Alita Infin1te. Cloudraker here is going to hold this sword just like this. So I actually filed a little bit of a notch right there. And then the sword goes around the here. There we go. Around the head like that. And then I put in a little plug so that it plugs into the nose cone. And so Cloudraker gets an upgrade to his jet mode. And we can flip in the fists. And boom, so that is Cloudraker's new jet mode. Let me go ahead and show it on the other camera. So that is Cloudraker's new jet mode with the sword, and I like it. I think it's cool. If you don't think it's cool, it's okay, because I'm a 40-plus-year-old man that is making new versions of my toys. But nonetheless, I like it. And Osaka Jack says there's no better indicator of muscle memory for non-athletic kids than remember exactly how to transform your toys even if you couldn't articulate it. And that's where I'm at because I have had a lot of this tonight. So yeah, that is the muscle memory kicking in, and we have Cloudraker in his vehicle mode, but Cloudraker also combines with Orthia or Alita Infin1te, and so we're going to take out the sword because she needs the sword. Okay, I mean, really, Cloudraker's role in this is to have a vehicle that can have this sword, because I couldn't fit another sword onto Alita. So we're going to take that, and we're gonna do some stuff here. So at this point, we rotate the arms around the front. We're going to put the legs up here, and then we're going to take the nose cone just like that, and then we're going to take Alita's other sword, because you remember she had 2 swords that I gave her, and we are going to plug that right in there like that. And so, oh wait, did I do that right? Oh, okay, here, there. So there we go. And so this now slides down in here and locks into place just like that in the little slot created by pinching her wings together. So she now has this backpack with a couple little fins on it. So that is Alita Infin1te's new body. And now let's go ahead and combine her with Clank. And Flame Jumper. And I'm gonna, you know what? This is always the hard part, is adding the arms with the legs already there. Let's take Moonracer. And so now what we can do is we can take, you remember how we had extra guns for all these characters? Well, now we can take some of these extra guns and actually do stuff with them. So we take those 2 guns off of Flame Jumper, combine them with the gun that was on Nova Star, and we can make it an over-the-shoulder gun, just like that. And we can also take that extra Moonracer gun, and we can put that right there to do that, give it kind of an antenna look, and we can click that down into place. And then we can do the same thing on Nova Star. Once again, combining those guns like that and plugging that into the back of the super robot arm. Although it doesn't want to go in the hole. Go in the hole! Don't fight me, Nova Star. Just let me put this in the hole. I'm waiting for the phrasing.
Phrasing, boom. Huh?
Yes, yes.
Phrasing, boom. Inappropriate.
So there we go, and then we will take that and also boy, it really doesn't want to go into that one arm. I don't know why, but there we go. And we'll attach that. And then we will give her her sword in one hand I know you can't see what I'm doing. I apologize. And then this gun is actually able to have the hilt fold out like this. And then that plugs in to the little palm hole here on the non-thumb of that, so that she can hold that as a gun. And now we have Alita Infin1te. And there she is. So that is my combined version of Alita Infin1te. A lot of times I use Greenlight and Lancer as the arms, just because I like the varied colors. And oh, Emily Gray is here! Hey! A toast to Emily Gray! Thank you for joining us! That's awesome! Still getting people. It's like 10:30 at night and people are still showing up. That's awesome. So thank you, Emily. And so yeah, that is Alita Infin1te. And she is quite a labor of love. You know, usually I avoid having the cool colors all on one side, but, you know, stuff. Nonetheless, I like this body style better. Yes, it's kind of weird because, you know, the shoulders are really, really high and the head is down low, but I like that she's got more narrow shoulders, and like I said, I was kind of going for a Metroid look, and I sort of Metroid-ish, Metroid-esque. Is that? Oh, and Grayscale is here. Holy crap, Grayscale! It's good to see you. I'm gonna need a refill. So, corn dog. So yeah, that is how far I am willing to go when it seems like Hasbro's not going to finish my combiner. And at some point, we're going to do a live stream all about my Starscream combiner, because that was another case of me just spending way too much time trying to solve the problem of Starscream not having repainted aerial bots as Decepticon Seekers. I mean, how did Hasbro not do this? I know, I've done this rant before, so I'm not going to do it again, but Hasbro, you know. So, to talk about how I solved some of the problems with the design in the old one, of Orthia. So, there were a lot of the things, like, obviously I didn't like the big triangular shaped body, and so I made it so that the wings could wrap around, which actually is not difficult. I think that you can actually get the wings to wrap around already, but then to create something so that I could get Cloudraker onto the back, that is why I added these swords that interlock these and also make everything a lot more rigid around the midsection. I also added the swords. Actually, the swords were added so that in vehicle mode, with the extra stuff on the bottom, she was more stable, because her landing gear really didn't work. She no longer had the feet from the original one. You remember how this version has these robot feet that become the landing gear in the back. Well, this one didn't have that. In her new vehicle mode, her scattershot legs go up on top, and so she wobbled. So I added these swords to her wingtips to allow that vehicle mode to stay stable, and then I modified them to be able to interlock, which allowed me to do the Cloud Raker on the back. And so the way that I look at this whole team is that actually it is a team of, you've got your 6 characters here, and then you've got 2 additional characters, and that they work in concert with each other as a combiner team where 2 characters at any given time do not combine with the original. And that's something that I started doing with a lot of my Combiner Wars teams because Hasbro started it. They would release the aerial bots with Alpha Bravo and then later release the missing character from the original team. So you effectively had 6 aerial bots, and then they always had one of their Legends class characters, which unofficially was also part of that combiner because it created either a weapon or something that could be plugged into the back or the front. And so you had a 6-character team with a 7th member. And so I thought, I like Clank. And I like Flame Jumper. I like both of these characters, although it's driving me crazy that I've got all the blue on one side and all the red on another side. So wait, here I have to change this. I'm sorry. I can't leave it like that. Here we go. So there, we'll do that. And now we'll do that. Okay, so that's better. Yeah. And thank you. Machiavellic was just saying he's getting kind of a cool Bionicle vibe. And yeah, I would say there's definitely a Bionicle influence here. It's an atypical combined form, but I like her body dynamics. I like the way that she looks, and she's really tall. I did consider for a while giving her a more traditional body style by removing the head here and having Cloud Raker transform and fill this space, and then having the head up like right here. And I decided against it. And the reason is because I really didn't want another Legends class figure to be making up the head of the Transformer. This is Alita-1 is the heart of this thing, and she is obviously the group leader, and it just seems like from a storytelling perspective she forms the head. Maybe that's Voltron and Voltron's conditioning telling me that the leader always forms the head, but it doesn't seem like Cloud Raker, the small Autobot, and the only dude on the team, he gets to be the head. It just didn't seem right. So yeah, that's one of the things. Osaka Jack says, I love that you use the phrase, Hasbro started it, in the exact same tone as the students I catch roughhousing each other. But they did! They started it! Looking at you, Hasbro. Yeah, like I said, I very oftentimes have Greenlight and Lancer as the arms, just because at that point, which kind of defies my normal logic of always wanting a unified color scheme, but since I already have like blue and red and orange and everything, then I guess I lean into it with her. Machiavellic says, I like that the arms being raised makes her look more proportional. And that's the thing. Yeah, before she had these hulking arms, because this mold makes a great looking arm, but it also makes for a very long arm. And then when you have the legs that actually get shorter, then that makes for a very short, stout leg and a very long arm once again. very reminiscent of Bayformer Starscream, the Dorito King. And you know, I feel like that's an insult to Doritos. So, Clay holding Hasbro by the arm. Why are you hitting yourself? Exactly. So that is Alita Infin1te. This one is one that I poured hours and hours into. And it was born of the frustration of, yes, I realize this is a first world problem in its... I mean, this is like the ultimate example of a spoiled, entitled guy who has his needs met, complaining about something, but it seemed like Hasbro wasn't going to complete this combiner. And I really thought for a long time, even though I knew that Greenlight was supposed to come out, she disappeared. And I couldn't order her. I couldn't see any reports of her showing up on store shelves. She had disappeared from Amazon. I don't know what happened, but it really seemed like that one was just not going to exist. And back then, Lancer wasn't even a consideration. So I had to take action. And I wanted a second all-female combiner team. And so if Hasbro wasn't going to deliver it, I had to build it myself. And then they did deliver it, and I kept hoping that if that's the case, then once I finished my Starscream combiner, they would give me my Seeker Decepticons as Combiner Wars style appendages. They still have not done that. Hey Hasbro, yo, you know, I'm not gonna say that this is kind of a deal breaker if you want me to work for you, but I'm just saying you could grease the gears a little bit if you just make those freaking Decepticon Seekers as Combiner Wars style appendages. You don't even have to do a good job of it. Just half-ass it. Give me aerial bots in Seeker colors. That's all I'm asking. I'll do the rest. So, didn't she turn out to be Transformers Selects Greenlight? She might have been Transformers Selects. I know that, you know, she was different because she came with Dazzlestrike. Dazzlestrike. And Kyoji says, "Wow, this is a very nice kit bash." Well, thank you, Kyoji. This is, like I said, labor of love. And of course, like all of the Combiner Wars style combiners, she has a lot of good articulation, especially for a combiner character. And she's just kind of badass. So yeah, very happy to have Alita Infin1te now more than completed, and embellished, and you know, really kind of making Menasor and Bruticus look nervous. So yeah, that is... There we go. And Machiavellic says, if Dinobots can be combiners, so can Seekers. And yes! Yes! How Hasbro, how do you not see this? If Optimus Prime and all of the Autobots get to be combiners, why not the Seekers? Like why? You did pretty much every single Gen 1 Autobot as an appendage, and then you did a white Optimus Prime that for some reason you didn't name Ultra Magnus. I still don't understand that. But nonetheless, I guess because you were already doing a different Ultra Magnus for that line. But yeah, I mean, come on, this stuff writes itself. So, I think that that's actually it. We have gone through everything at kind of ad nauseum, and what we end up with is a whole bunch of Transformers females that are based off of the same mold that turn into a really cool combined robot, and I for one am really glad to have it. And you know, honestly, if I get more of these, I'm okay with that. I don't need a new version of Chromia though. You know, at least make her new character. You know, not like just the exact same mold of the same character with mostly the same colors. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So, coming up. So Sunday night at 6 p.m. because I have to work in the morning. In U.S. Eastern Standard Time, which is something 5 hours, negative 5 hours. So UFC or something. I think that's like Ultra Wrestling or something like that. Anyway, the negative 5 hour thing. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. 6 p.m. on Sunday. We are going to do Darkwing Duck toys because they're going to be doing an hour-long Darkwing Duck special for DuckTales, and that's going to be amazing. And we are also going to be giving away these Sugar Skull style votive candles to 3 lucky subscribers. And here, let me show these. So we've got Darkwing Duck votive candles, special Pixel Kitties designs. We got Launchpad here and Darkwing, and then we also have, is that Goslin? So yeah. So there we go. We will be giving away one of each to 3 lucky winners on Sunday. And and so that is coming up on Sunday, and then next week we are doing. So I just have to ask this. Wait here. I'm asking this question. How many of you, or do all of you think? Does anybody think that it would be a good idea to do a live stream all about Beast Wars Megatron? Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a terrible impression. But nonetheless, yeah, that's coming up. We're going to do Beast Wars Megatron in his many different incarnations. So we've got giveaways. We've got Darkwing Duck. We've got stuff. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. This has been fun, and I've been waiting for this one because I wanted to show off my toys. Thank you, Machiavellic. Thank you, Tim Kangaroo. Thank you, Christopher Remley. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Osaka Jack. Thank you, Kyoji. Thank you, Mason Fur. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Hope. Thank you. Did we see Colleen? Thank you, Setsune. Thank you, Joy. Let me see. Who else? Osaka Jack. Thank you. I think. Did I get everyone? Nature View. Oh, Nature View is here. Thank you for joining us. Wait, a toast to Nature View because she only just made herself known. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, JJ. And thank you, Honey. Thank you, Retrobot. We really couldn't do this without you. If it was just me talking for a couple hours, I mean, honestly, that's no fun for anybody. So, but all of you taking place, joining in the chat, I mean, that's what makes it a good time. So thank you, everyone. I will see you on Sunday. Have a wonderful evening and have a great weekend.